Owning a Formula One team looks like pure glamour from the outside, but the real business is a mix of sport, engineering, media, politics, and very expensive risk. A modern F1 team is not judged only by race wins or yearly profit anymore. It is also valued like a scarce global sports franchise and a premium intellectual property platform. That change helps explain why team ownership can still attract buyers even though the costs are huge and the chance of bad performance is always close. The sport itself has grown strongly. Formula One reported about $3.9 billion in revenue for 2025, which was up around 14% from the year before. Operating income was about $632 million, and adjusted operating profit was close to $946 million, showing that the business around the championship has become much more powerful. The main money streams for the sport were race promotion fees, media rights, sponsorship, and other categories like hospitality, freight, and licensing, all of which feed the wider F1 machine. Teams care deeply about that growth because central payments from the commercial rights holder are one of the biggest pieces of their business model. In 2025, team payments rose to about $1.4 billion, excluding special incentive payments, so owners are not relying only on car stickers and wealthy backers. Still, sponsorship is one of the most visible and important income streams because F1 cars are moving billboards, and the paddock is a high-value networking space for global brands. A strong team can turn speed, visibility, and prestige into large partnership deals, while a weak team may struggle if results are poor or bad headlines damage sponsor interest. Teams can also earn through technical partnerships, manufacturer support, shareholder funding, hospitality, licensing, driver-linked money in some cases, and long-term growth in the team's own value. That last part is becoming a huge reason investors buy in. Team owners are increasingly betting on franchise appreciation, not just on annual profit from one racing season. The cost side, though, is brutal. An F1 team is a giant engineering operation with hundreds of staff, simulation tools, wind tunnel access, travel systems, compliance costs, and non-stop development pressure. Financial rules changed the picture in a major way. The cost cap began in 2021 for chassis-related performance spending and for 2026 is set at $215 million. That number sounds like a hard ceiling, but it does not cover everything. Driver salaries, the pay of the three highest paid staff, marketing, many corporate functions, and some travel costs are excluded. So a team's real total spending can still go far beyond the cap, which means the arms race has not disappeared. It has simply moved into different parts of the business. Teams still compete hard for star drivers, top engineers, better facilities, stronger sponsor activation, and future technology ties, because those areas can still create an edge. Before the cap, richer teams could often outspend rivals almost without limit, leaving midfield teams stuck in a system where catching up looked nearly impossible. The cap improved that by narrowing the spending gap and making the business feel more investable, because a well-run team now has a more believable path to competitiveness. That is one reason valuations have exploded. By late 2025, all 10 F1 teams were reportedly worth at least $1.5 billion, with an average near $3.6 billion. Estimated values reached around $5 billion for Ferrari and $6 billion for Mercedes, while teams like McLaren and Red Bull Racing were also valued in the multi-billion range. Those prices are about more than current profit. Investors are paying for scarcity, because there are very few places on the grid and global audience growth has been strong. Why buy a team then? One reason is direct return through improved operations and rising asset value. Another is branding, especially for carmakers who want prestige and technology reputation. Another reason is access. F1 ownership opens doors in luxury markets, global business circles, politics, and elite events where relationships can be as valuable as balance sheets. There is also optionality. A team can become not only a race entrant, but a media brand, a sponsor ecosystem, a consumer business, and even a technical consulting platform. But the risks stay real. A bad rules cycle can wreck performance. A leadership change can hurt development. A scandal can damage sponsors. A weak engine deal can drag the team down. Dependence on one giant sponsor or one wealthy backer is dangerous too, because the financial picture can change fast if that support disappears or a manufacturer relationship turns sour. Driver salaries add another complicated layer. Star drivers cost huge money, but their value is not only in points. They can lift sponsor appeal, staff interest, fan engagement, and investor confidence. The same goes for a strong team principal or technical chief. One great leader can change the economics of the whole operation by improving results and making the team more attractive commercially. So how do owners actually make money? Sometimes through yearly operating profit, often through sponsorship and commercial income, and more through the rising value of the team itself. Why is it still risky? Because even with cost controls, Formula One remains one of the most technologically demanding and prestige-driven sports in the world, where spending pressure never fully goes away. That creates a strange balance. The numbers are stronger, the business is healthier, and the asset is scarcer than before, yet the sport still tempts owners to overspend for glory. In simple terms, an F1 team is part race car factory, part global marketing machine, part status symbol, and part long-term investment in a very rare sports property. If you want to understand why billionaires and major brands still chase it, the answer is not only speed. It is the mix of money, visibility, access, and rising franchise value. And if you want another business video about the hidden economics behind a glamorous industry, watch the next one, because the most expensive toys often run on the hardest math.